Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem to handle life so smoothly, while others keep fighting the same battles again and again? The difference is not in luck or talent. The real difference is in habits, the invisible patterns that guide our daily choices. And no book explains this truth better than Stephen R. Covey's masterpiece, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book has inspired millions around the world, and it begins with one simple but powerful lesson: be proactive. Being proactive means you stop living like a victim of circumstances. Instead, you realize that your life is shaped by your choices, not by the things that happen around you. Think of 2 people facing the same problem. One says, "There's nothing I can do." The other says, "I will find a way." The first stays stuck, the second moves forward. That is the power of being proactive. Covey explains this idea through something called the circle of influence. There are always 2 areas in life, one full of things you care about but cannot control, and another filled with things you can actually affect. Most people waste their time and energy on the first area, complaining, worrying, or blaming. But effective people focus on the second area. They work on what they can control, and with time their influence grows wider. Think about your own daily routine. How often do we spend hours blaming traffic, gossiping about others, or stressing over events we cannot change? That energy is lost forever. But when you decide to focus on your actions, your decisions, and your growth, everything begins to shift. Here is another important point Covey highlights. Reactive people let emotions take control. When someone insults them, they instantly fight back or shut down. But proactive people pause, breathe, and then choose their response carefully. They don't give away control of their emotions to others. Language also plays a role. Reactive people use words like "I can't" or "that's just who I am." Proactive people say "I choose" or "I will." Changing your words slowly changes your mindset, and your mindset changes your destiny. So the first step to becoming effective is not about working harder or waiting for luck. It is about taking responsibility. It is about making conscious choices instead of automatic reactions. It is about remembering that every small decision today is building the future you will live tomorrow. Stephen Covey's message is simple but unforgettable. You are not just a product of your environment. You are a product of your decisions. The moment you accept this, you unlock a freedom that most people never experience. So here's your challenge. From today, stop blaming, stop waiting, start choosing. Be proactive and let your life become an example of what is possible. Habit 3 teaches us the discipline of putting first things first, showing that while everyone has the same hours in a day, the real difference comes from how wisely those hours are spent. Many people waste their energy on urgent but less meaningful tasks, while ignoring the truly important parts of life that give long-term balance and fulfillment. Effective people flip this approach and choose to live by priorities instead of living under constant pressure. Think of someone who answers every email, attends every meeting, and always reacts quickly to outside demands, yet keeps postponing health, family, or personal growth. At first it looks like productivity, but slowly the imbalance creates stress and emptiness, because the things that matter most are always waiting at the bottom of the list. This habit reminds us to design life around values, not around distractions. Habit 4 then shifts our mindset toward thinking win-win, teaching us that life is not a competition where one person must lose so another can succeed. Real strength comes when both sides walk away satisfied, because cooperation builds trust, and trust creates lasting respect in every kind of relationship. By searching for mutual benefit, we create partnerships that go beyond short-term gain and become sources of long-term growth. The beauty of this habit is that it breaks the cycle of ego and replaces it with balance and fairness. If we only chase our own advantage, people will slowly lose interest in supporting us. But when we work for everyone's success, people naturally stand with us and want us to win. A win-win mindset turns rivals into allies and problems into opportunities for shared progress. Habit 5 adds another layer of wisdom. Seek first to understand, then to be understood, because real communication does not start with speaking, it starts with listening. Most people hear only enough to reply, but they miss the deeper feelings and perspectives behind the words, and that failure creates distance instead of connection. When you truly listen with empathy, people open up, and only then are they ready to listen back. This habit transforms conversations into meaningful exchanges that build trust in families, strengthen friendships, and create teamwork in professional life. It is not just about catching the words, but also about respecting the emotions and intentions that shape those words. By listening with both heart and mind, we step into a higher level of connection that makes every relationship stronger. Together, these 3 habits, prioritizing what matters, thinking win-win, and seeking first to understand, push us beyond self-centered behavior and into a balanced way of living. They create a rhythm between personal discipline and social harmony, guiding us toward a life of cooperation, fairness, and trust. With these foundations, we are ready to explore the final habits that complete the journey of true effectiveness. Habit 6 is about synergy, the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and when people combine their strengths, they can create results that no one could achieve alone. It means respecting differences, valuing diverse opinions, and using those differences to build something stronger than any individual effort. Instead of fearing disagreement, this habit teaches us to see it as a chance for creativity and growth. Think of a team where every person has a unique skill. One is good at planning, another at execution, and another at problem solving. If each person insists on doing things their own way, progress will be slow and frustrating. But if they bring their talents together, the outcome becomes much richer and more powerful. Synergy is about turning diversity into strength rather than conflict. This habit pushes us to listen deeply, to stay open to new perspectives, and to focus on collaboration over competition. It encourages us to let go of the need to control everything ourselves, because sometimes the best solutions come from blending ideas. When synergy is practiced, 1 + 1 does not equal 2, it equals 3 or even more. Habit 7, the final habit, is about sharpening the saw, a reminder that we cannot stay effective if we never take time to renew ourselves. Just like a woodcutter who keeps using a dull blade will soon become exhausted, a person who ignores rest and growth will eventually lose strength and clarity. Renewal is not wasted time. It is what keeps effectiveness alive. Sharpening the saw means caring for 4 key areas: the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Physical health gives us energy. Mental growth sharpens our thinking. Emotional balance strengthens relationships, and spiritual renewal gives us purpose. When we take time for these areas, we return to our work and relationships with fresh strength. This habit teaches us that success is not just about pushing harder every day. It is about pausing to recharge so that our efforts remain effective and sustainable. A dull saw can cut a little, but a sharp saw cuts faster, cleaner, and with less struggle. In the same way, a renewed person lives with more energy, clarity, and joy. When we put all 7 habits together, they form a complete framework for living a life of balance, effectiveness, and purpose. The first habits give us personal responsibility. The middle habits create strong relationships, and the final habits bring renewal and growth. This combination makes us not only more effective, but also more fulfilled in every part of life.